Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Messenger. So let's get started on the current energies with this new moon in Leo. Energy is very strong. I had our new moon last night. Of course, I passed out. As you know, I just got to get used to it. These new moons, these full moons, I'm needed in other realms. I definitely was doing a lot in other realms. I was literally at my desk going to be recording some content and my eyes were closing on me. And so I knew I had to go lay down. I was needed in other places. Right? So anyways, so we're still tapping into this strong energy to see what this new moon in Leo brought in. You know, right as I sat down starting to meditate with the energy, the first two cards that came out was Justice and Judgment. So I was like, wow. All right, Divine is definitely calling justice to be brought forth. They've definitely called Judgment. I've been hearing too, Divine Intervention is definitely in play. It's like any of the things that have been done in the darkness are being exposed. The vibrational energy of this earthly plane at this time is just too heightened that we're shining too bright, where we're exposing. There's too many of us that are holding the frequency that is just exposing mass corruptions, and just so much is going on. Look, right what jumped here, the World, Two of Swords, and then Two of Wands. You could be seeing 2-2, could be confirmation that you are definitely in alignment. You're set to get exactly what you deserve and desire. And I've been talking a lot about this, that this is the time. I just heard of reckoning. This is the time for karmic justice, right? This is the time. My last reading was the promise. This is definitely the time where justice is coming around. It's being served. It's not being blocked out anymore. All of these energies that were blocking, like the Chosen, okay, the Earth Angels, the ones that were hanging on to these situations, right, waiting to be freed from them. Well, this has happened. Right? They're not being trapped anymore. That's why I said, and it's like so much is just being exposed and being done that it's like there's way too many tower moments. There's way too much that's being revealed at this time. And it's like the apex moment. It's just like boom, boom, boom. Like maybe things were being like released or uncovered in certain levels of it, right? Maybe for some of you there was like certain levels of deceit that needed to be exposed, or like certain levels for you to process. That's what I'm getting for some of you. It's like a little bit of things needed to be exposed, and then a little bit more to give you time to kind of process, or maybe for whatever reason, like, you know what I mean? Because you know how sometimes getting enlightenment of just too much can be too overwhelming for somebody to be able to process or handle. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, there needed to be phases of discovery that needed to happen. And maybe this has to do with, because maybe as things are revealed to you, these are decisions that you need to make. And maybe that's why too you weren't going to be overloaded with things. They wanted to make sure that you were ready to make these right decisions. Like, and totally not just like give up. Have you ever found out so much corruption sometime before and you're just like, psh, why am I even here? Why am I even like trying when they're like, I know I've been there where I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like just ready to completely fold, and like, that's what this is giving, right? It's take what you would, leave what you not. That's just the energy that's coming out, the frequency that I'm feeling, the vibe that I'm feeling, okay? But this, it's like things are in alignment, okay? And it's almost like for some of you, like you're at this point where things are ready to manifest. You're on these new timelines. This is the time for you to receive everything that you were promised, right? For you to be freed from all of these things. So for some of you, like there's been quite a fight to try to stop you from receiving like your inheritance, right? Everything that you were fighting for, right? And it's like Divine was not going to let you like just not receive your inheritance for everything that you've done. Because there's some of you, like that's what it's giving. It's like you're just like, I don't even want the reward, like what I had to endure. Like, no, it's just like it was too much. Like I don't even care anymore. It's like the energy of like having somebody break you so much with love and do so much to you that you're just like, yeah, I don't even care. I don't even care about love anymore. You know what I mean? But you can't. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even that. Because I don't feel like it affected you from being loving. That's why you were able to overcome this. In fact, that's exactly why you did, because you didn't succumb to the darkness. But I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the cards. Okay, I'm done trying to explain how I feel, but maybe for some of you, like, this is what you're feeling at this time, this energy for me to be feeling this as I'm tapping into the energies, or it's just mine, but either way, energetically, you're aligning with it, so it is your energy. Unless you feel it's not fitting and you're just brought in for some teachings that I'm giving here, or some enlightenment. That's why I say with my readings, take whatever you feel is for you. All of my readings are timeless, as I'm a quantum level shamanic teacher as well. So you get all sorts of stuff through my content. Alright, so anyways, let's get started on the energies. So Ace of Wands is coming out. Look at that passionate new beginning. Oh my gosh. What is it coming out here with? This is the Nine of Cups reversed. See, look, cannot be satisfied, frivolous, self-indulgent, unrealistic dreams, arrogant, greedy, superficial, hollow, financial loss, and abuse. It's coming out next to a Lovers. Now, this is what I'm feeling. This is not your energy. Okay, clearly this is energy that you were connecting with. So you're finding out, I got it. That's what they're showing me. For some of you, energetically, you're still picking up on a connection of a lover that you're feeling their energy. So you could be mistaking this energy as yours, but this is their energy. So that's their energy that I was channeling, right? Yeah. So for some of you, you need to do some clearing, some energetic quantum level healing for sure. Like, I've been doing a lot of spiritual baths the last couple days, releasing and purging out this energy. I've been doing some cord clearings and some different things, and I did some heavy rituals last night, clearing out the energy, you know, whatever that may look like for you. Lighting candles, burning incense, cleansing your space, cleansing your mind palace, detoxing, clearing these things out. You know, full moons are always a time to close and clear everything, but I say it's just as powerful for new moons. For sometimes you really need to clear things out to be able to set intentions for what it is you truly want, especially if you're trying to change your thought pattern, you're releasing certain cycles and different things. Okay, that you need to clear the debris out to be able to have these new beginnings, right? So for some of you, like, you, this was the lover that you were connecting with, okay? This is that energy, so you're needing to release it, okay? Yeah, look, the devil. Can't make it up. You were playing with somebody that was binding you to them, that was in low vibrational energy, right? And that's why the energy is so heavy, and it can be a lot to clear out, right? Pessimism, excessive dependence, darkness, unhealthy involvement, greed, lust, constraints, fearful, oppressive, slavery, addiction, cruel, and rottenness. That's the energy you're connecting with. You know what's interesting too? I feel to explain this. That I was looking up lustful energies last night. Now, whenever I heard lustful energies, like, oh, you're dealing with a lustful lover, I've always thought that that was a lover that was addicted to, like, sexual energy more, because that can be very, very powerful energy. All right, but lust is not always just in a sexual manner. I feel to explain that. Like, when you're lusting for something, it could literally be lusting for power, lusting for control. You could have a lust for, like, material items. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that energy where you feel like you have to have something, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to lie, like, tarot cards, like, really excite me. You know what I mean? Like, because it's my passion, right? And it's just every deck that I get, it's like a whole new world, a whole new, like, realm that I can tap into, right? And the energies, right? So I had to, like, get to where, like, I had to not let it become lustful over me, right? Or me lusting on it, right? That I had to tell myself, like, Spirit, you need to guide me to when to get decks. Okay, so, like, I tell myself, like, all right, well, I'm only going to get decks around, like, special occasions, astrological events, and things like that. And Source, guide me to the deck that I can use that can benefit me most of the time, right? You know what I mean? So even I had to, like, ask Spirit to help control it a little bit, right? And I've noticed times that, like, I'll be going through it or whatever. I'll be like, I just want to go get a tarot deck or whatever. And then, like, but it was my way, too, to block out not having to deal with things in this realm, right? So I feel to explain that, like, when we're talking about lustful energies and stuff, that it could literally be, and it could be, like, you could have a lust for, like, foods and different things, right? So you're dealing with somebody that had these lustful tendencies, right, and energies and stuff. So, and it was their way to kind of not deal with their emotional state. And a lot of times people don't even realize that they have a problem with it. Okay. But these are people that they're being bound by something. Now, when you're being bound by the devil energy, you're being bound by 3D matrix earthly things. So it's being controlled by money, material things, and then lust, that sexual energy is very, very powerful, right? So that's why we often associate the devil energy with sex and all of that too, because those are like the three most powerful, you know what I mean, things, right? And as we know, sexual energy, that's creative energy. So it's very, very powerful. And that's why there's so much of like SCX magic and all of that that can be done, right? Because you can definitely control. Like, that's what's wrong when people use that energy. You know what I mean? Or people will use that energy to make you feel like they love you. And there's some people that can literally only feel love through their lower chakra systems. Okay? And when they're in that energy, then they're definitely being controlled by entities and things like that, because they attach to the lower chakras. Okay? And they can thrive. And literally embodying some of these energies can make you feel as though you have to have the sexual gratification, and people can get into having SCX addictions, right? And it can literally be for some like just having that time with themselves, if you know what I mean. Like, and not even just like having multiple partners, just it can literally be just they have an urge to satisfy themselves. Okay, so all right, so that's kind of the energy here that's coming out. All right, let's get into some more cards here. I felt to put them back in the deck. Let's see some more cards coming out here. So we've got the Ten of Cups showing again, which is interesting. As I was just looking at the Ten of Cups on the deck. I didn't want to call it out because I was discussing that dark energy, and then I put the cards back in the deck. So maybe for some of you, like, don't focus on that heavy energy, right? You need to focus on your happiness, right? Because you've manifested something that's coming in. Like, that's something that I'll often do, is like I'll play out over and over again like what happened, because I'm so used to like thinking about others and situations where a lot of times I just play out constantly like what happened, what I learned from it, how can I evolve. But for some of you, like, you just need to shut the door. Okay, you need to move forward and focusing on like what's beautiful and what you're coming in now that you've overcame this, right? So the Ten of Cups is coming out with the Magician and the Knight of Cups. So you've manifested something beautiful coming in, whether you realized it or not, just by being in this beautiful vibrational frequency of love. Because you did not let love turn you to darkness, you're magnetically attracting what you desired right in. Now, this entity, this enemy, this devilish energy, like, they were like a block. They were standing between what you were manifesting, and they were actually taking and siphoning that energy that you were putting off, and it was draining you because they weren't replenishing to you. But see, now that that's been removed and exposed, you're still in that loving energy. So you still are, you have an energetic match to the frequency of the vibration of love that you were in. And now you don't have that blockage there. That's why things can come in so quickly, and you might feel like, no, this was too easy. I literally can't like just let go of this toxic lover, and then all of a sudden the love of my life is right here, because literally that love of life, the love of your life could have literally been right there in your energetic field, but you had a damn devil that stepped in the way to block the two of you. Do you see what I mean? And now having that blockage removed, that's why I say that it can literally be like, and I don't say that like if you're not healed and stuff like that, should you jump into another relationship? No, because you're going to jump into a test. So make sure you're ready for this. But for some of you, like, you were fully healed and everything. You were just almost like hijacked. You were hijacked and being used. Because there's some of you, like, these situations are meant to teach you and level you up. And for the ones that there was just a damn block there, and then that block gets removed, then that's like why things can move so quickly, right? So the Seven of Pentacles is here. See, waiting for results, patience. I feel for some of you, like, you've been waiting for a long time for like a lover to love you right, treat you right. But see, it was never meant to be with this lover. Okay. Yeah. The Nine of Swords reversed. See, so hope, dawn, the help in the near future. Oh, why is there a plus and a minus to it being reversed? I guess, okay, I guess this card can be read in two different ways. The Nine of Swords reversed, there's positives to it and there's negatives to it for whatever side you're on. Now, what I'm getting is this is you are in the Nine of Swords reversed. I'm getting that you're in this energy, like now the stress can be lifted off of me. I'm coming out of this energy of feeling trapped. Like, if you ever tried to change a situation so much before when you were with somebody, but they were such a heavy influence that you were like, well, if I can't get them like on path, on page with me, how are we supposed to manifest? How are we supposed to come out of this? Like, especially like if you knew you were dealing with a toxic lover, you're like, gosh, like every bit of positivity that I put up there, they're shooting it down, right? So they're keeping us trapped and stuck and binded to things because of how they are. Like that's where I was, right? So like, but it's like not having that energy around me anymore. I'm just like, well, great. Now I don't have to like, I can just manifest for me. I don't have to worry about what I'm trying to create getting shot down because of the energy that I'm connecting with, right? So see, there's positivity for you, okay? But then there's negative aspects, right, of the Nine of Swords reverse. So since I'm picking up heavily on your energy and the person that you were connecting with within a love connection, then I'm picking up on theirs. All right. So the Nine of Swords negatively can be harsh, painful, loneliness, sorrow, bondage, loss of relatives, suicide, death, and imprisoned. Wow. So that's kind of, I feel, the energy that is going on. What's interesting is the Nine of Pentacles was here the whole time next to the Empress. And the Nine of Wands. What? You could be seeing 999. If that's not confirmation that a cycle is closing out, I don't know what to tell you if you don't know that. That is just like, jeez, oh my gosh. This cycle is so done. Where it became done is you came out of, like, the last form of hold I feel this had on you is within the mind palace, right? And as soon as you clear out that, clear the mind, reprogram your thinking, right? Not letting them have control over your mind and your thoughts. Like, gosh, that's finally what I had to realize. I was like, I have to stop like thinking about the past. I've got to stop reading messages. I've got to stop playing out situations. I have to stop worrying about what other people are doing. I need to focus on me. I need to focus on my beautiful mind. All right, and how my beautiful mind is not going to be corrupt by dark forces and energy manipulation or control. I'm controlling my thoughts, right? And coming out of this, that now it's got no control over me. It can't manifest off my energy. I have all of my energy back. They don't have my energy no more. And now watch me manifest. That's what I mean. So that's where you're realizing, like, bam, I'm coming out of this. I'm in this beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy. Right? And then, yeah, now the Empress, you know, she attracts everything that she desires, right, to her, right? Empress doesn't play games, right? Prosperity, creativity, fertility, healing, love, harmony, synthesis, sensitivity, continue to develop, physical comfort, status, and full of potential, all coming out with the Empress here. Okay, so this Empress has got passionate new beginnings now, right? And you have boundaries, right? So you're realizing these situations, like, you forgive them, you let them go. You realize that they taught you all the levels that you needed to become the Empress, right? The Empress has to be able to defend her throne. She's got to learn how to have that patience, right? Like, I was recently revealed to me, like, you know, having karmic children can be a blessing too, because they teach you how to navigate the darker side of life, the polarities. They teach you how to have patience and how to deal with energetic vampires, how to deal with, you know, needy, clinging energy, how to deal with all of that stuff, right? So for some of you, like, having, you know, low vibrational or karmic children, or children that have karmic debris that they need to work through because you had them when you were in a lower vibrational state, that they help you overcome and surpass these things as well, right? So for some of you, like, you're starting to realize, like, all of your situations were all leading you up to this moment, that they all were for your highest development, right? And now you have forged into this beautiful Empress, like, without this lover to show you the darker side of things, binding you to, like, heavy stuff, and you getting to see that. But would it allow you to know your worth and what you deserve and desire, and to know to not be controlled? For some of you, they could have been really trying to bring you to the levels, like trying to get you into addictions, trying to bring you down, you know what I mean, to their level. Wow. But no, you fought off all of those things, right? You healed. And the final part I feel was healing your mind palace. And you did just that. King of Swords. So yeah, you were dealing with somebody that was very strategic, right? They strategize a lot. They planted a lot of seeds mentally. Yeah, they were holding on to you. They could have been very possessive, right? They could have been controlling you with money, resources, finances, but for some of you, you freed yourself from that. Yeah, Seven of Swords. You let go of fear, deception, so yeah, they were running games on your mind. They were messing with your psyche and your mind palace, okay? So this is someone, like, I had someone, they used to play games. They'd say these half things just to get me to, like, want to question them or play things to get, to pull, like, I'm so, thank you for all of those lessons, right? So, the world and the stars, see, you see, like, whenever those things come out, look at what I do. I'm just like, thank you for all those lessons. Thank you. Like, I walked away without needing to know the truth, and like just realizing, yeah, they were just games, right? But they taught me to have that self-control, and you know, like, if you can't trust somebody, walk away. That's it. Guess what? You know how much better it feels to know that I don't have to be around deception. I don't have to be around people that I don't trust. It's much better feeling to have that feeling like I can breathe now, instead of having to be like, are you telling me the truth? Are you lying to me? What are you you know what I mean? Like, there was so much that was going on in my mental where I was just like, I can't even say like I'm surprised, like how strong it made me. Like, I'm really proud of myself for how long I endured it. Like, how long. Like, I'm really starting to realize, like, wow. Instead of looking at, like, oh my gosh, like, I was tied up in that situation for such a long time. Instead, I'm just like, wow, I am so powerful to have dealt with that as long as I did. To the extreme levels that I was enduring. And then I look at what's coming for me now, right? For having to deal with all. Because every single thing was seen. Every single thing was being accounted for. And karma, right? Like, they, you know what, when I say they have to serve karma, now they have to pay you things. Now they have to. Energetically. The restoring of balance. The justice. Fool card is here with the Three of Cups and the Two of Swords. And for a lot, like, that's why they're so heavily not wanting to let you go, because they don't want to take accountability. They don't want to have to pay you energetically back everything that they siphoned and took from you, all the games that they were running. They don't want to have to like deal with karma for all of that. Oh no, because you figured them out. Oh no. So for some of them, they're just like, oh my god, everything that I did to them, I've got to pay energetically back to them. Like, what? Like, no, like, the game is over. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is so beautiful. So yeah, you have a new beginning here. You definitely have a celebration, true union coming together here, uniting with others like you, happy times, hobbies, good fortune, playful. It's like, for some of you, they were literally just siphoning off of your energy for them to live, and you figured it out. So now it's like they're going to wish that they never came in and messed with you, and that they never did any of this after everything that they're going to have to endure, because it's like they can't just go back to where they were. I mean, they are, but then they've got to make right for everything that they've done to you. So, all right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm sending love and light to all of you. Definitely watch whatever you feel guided to. Yeah, death card. For some of you, could have been dealing with a Scorpio. Doesn't have to be, though, but look at this. There's an ending here with love, but see, there's new contracts coming in. For some of you, these are destined partnerships that you were always meant to have, but Four of Cups. For some of you, damn. For some of you, like, this was supposed to be like a destined love connection, but for whatever reason, like, it was corrupted. It was hijacked. So for some of you, that may help you release this. Like, This was supposed to be like a beautiful contract. Like, it had the potential to do that if somebody would have healed and would have treated you right. It was almost like a test for them. I feel like they did this in a previous lifetime. This is what it's giving. This was like somebody, a lover that like mistreated you. The exact same thing that they did to you in this lifetime, okay, they did to you in another lifetime. But this lifetime, because see the way he's like, for some of you it's 3. For some of you, they did this to you in 2 other lifetimes. The exact same thing. And this was like their final chance to get it right with you. For some of you, like, you asked for this. Like, you said, you know what? They did me wrong in one lifetime, and then they, you know what? They missed their second chance. They didn't know it was a second chance. They didn't know that that was their lifetime to make it right. Please give them one more lifetime, like one more chance to cross paths with me and do it right. Oh my God, I don't know if this is better or worse to be finding this out. This was like their 3rd chance, and they failed it because they did the exact same thing. And whatever that may be, not seeing the love you were giving them, choosing others, addictions, letting material, physical rule over them, but getting corrupted, you know, not like, I mean, I get it, and those things can be very hard, right? Especially when there's woundings there, but at a soul level, you know, you still make that choice. Like, this is a really selfish, like, egotistical person that only cares about themselves. It's like when real love is being presented, they're just like, how can I destroy this love and use it? Just like, it's just like they have the wrong mindset of love. Like, they just seek to destroy it instead of cherishing it. They seek to like hijack it. See, look at this. Wow. See, like, look at the 3 cups right there. The 3 cups are dumped out with blood. You know? And this is definitely like someone that just, they want to be a dark worker. They want to, I mean, if you don't feel that you are connecting with an energy and it's not to this dark and this level, then don't claim it. Because this part, I do not feel is for, you know what I mean? It's not for everyone that this is like the 3rd time. You know what I mean? That's why this part's coming at the very ending of the reading for the ones that have already clicked off, not even meant to see this part of it. Wow. But yeah, see, like, they were out for blood. It's just like they want, I don't know, for some, like, they knew that you were their love. Like, for some, like, they knew you were their person. But it's like they wanted to destroy, they wanted to turn you dark. They didn't want you to, you were only to serve them. You were only to serve love for them and no one else. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that, like, I don't, this is very, very dark. This is someone that's like, just, it's like they've let the pain of lifetimes, instead of like healing from it, and like they've just let it anger them more and more and more. So it's like, for some, you've realized what's happened now. Like, the second lifetime might have even been more aggressive and more, like, they could have ended your life. They could have taken you out. Maybe for some of you, that's why you had so much protection in this lifetime, because it was to make sure that they were not going to end your life this time. But this is the lifetime where it's like, yeah, the Most High knew that. Karmic was, it's just like, no, you are going to be elevated as part of karmic justice for previous lifetimes. Like, they are going to see you getting the love that they were denying you, that they have stolen from you from previous lives. They are going to see you receive it in this lifetime as part of their karma. And it's on such a higher level. It's not even to make the justice right for you to receive the love that they were blocking from you for lifetimes. Okay? It's to show them, like, you don't mess with divine love and God's source, divine source's plan. Like, they completely were just dumping out and destroying, like, love. Wow. Like, this isn't for everybody, but for some of you, this is like high ranking stuff. This is like, if I'm talking about somebody that hated love so much and so powerfully, this was like a head of a cult, of a society of dark forces, like one of the highest ranking dark angels, if you know what I mean. This was like a trying to save one of the darkest angels. Okay. Which angel would I be talking about? That's how powerful this goes. If this individual would have turned to love and not the opposite of love, hate, evil, destruction, it would have changed the darkness of all. You know what I mean? Like, it all would have started to fall and to crumble because of the frequency of it. So this was like a huge spiritual battle of light versus dark. Huge. So for some of you, you could be realizing, like, why there were so many chances with this. Why you endured so much. Why there were so many different things. Why you were so heavily protected. Because of what you were going into.